Bring it back.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Car Mechanic Simulator. So it's been not a couple of weeks, about a week since I last did a Car Mechanic Simulator video. I got a little bit caught up playing Oriental Empires. Still absolutely love that game, and we'll be doing more videos on it. But I started to get a bit further in the game, and I really wanted to do Mazda RX7 restoration. So we are now at the auctions. I'm going to start this auction and try and buy this RX7, which we can get back to the garage, get done up. I want to get it back to immaculate condition. So let's start the auction. Oh, blimey! There's a bit of back and forth bidding going on. Oh, this is costing me more than I thought it was going to. Shame I haven't found this at a junkyard. I think it would be half this price. Wow, someone really wants this. Okay, let's stick this car in the garage and then let's get started. So in this video I'm going to try and break this down into a couple of segments, because if I do it in one it's going to take sort of 2 hours or something, and that will be a ridiculously long video. So I'm going to break this one, is just going to be sort of stripping the car. We're going to get it straight up on the lifters. Mash it onto lifter A. Let's get this thing up. It's just going to be a case of taking it to pieces, really. First things first, let's drain the oil. Too quick. I'm worrying there's actually no oil in the car. It's not normally the best of starts. Let's get the engine crane. I can't remember, I might have to take the gearbox off first. So obviously, as I'm sure you're aware if you're watching this video, the Mazda's got a rotary engine. Unwrapped gearbox. Yeah, okay. Yes, it's a rotary engine, so it's not got traditional pistons in the same sense a normal car has. So that makes this a little bit different. And this Mazda here is part of the Mazda DLC, which was released a couple of weeks ago, or maybe about a month ago now. So if you haven't got the DLC, you won't find this in the base game. But I can highly recommend getting the DLC. Plus, I think they're doing more DLC for different cars, such as Bentleys. I think the Maserati DLC is coming, and there's a lot more stuff on the way, which should sort of be out shortly. So that's something to look out for going forwards. Yes, lower the car down. The engine crane can't pluck the engine out when the car's in the middle of the air. Front exhaust section. Okay, that's kind of obvious. Come on, guys, why didn't you remind me of that while I already had the car up? Yeah. Obviously it doesn't want anything bolting the engine to the actual car. It really should be the bulk of it, unless it says anything about the cooling the radiator or anything, but there's no radiator hoses in the game or anything like that. So that shouldn't need to come out. So now we'll lower it back down again. Hey, so it's out. Do I put it... Okay, so there's my engine, which does, I must admit, look a little small compared to the actual car it came out of. I think there might be a slight scaling issue going on there, but still, that's fine. So let's take the engine crane back out of the way, move equipment, place equipment back. So then it's basically a case of just stripping the car. We've got to take everything out. All these parts are just sort of substandard. I want absolutely everything to be brand new, 100%. I don't want any, old, out-of-date parts. So all these are going to either be replaced or repaired at the bench. I'll basically take everything off and repair anything I can, and then we'll just have to see what needs to be replaced as we go along. So as I say, this is probably going to be just a takedown video as we basically dismantle the car. Then after this, we'll then go on to probably do a video just dismantling and repairing the engine. Will probably be a whole video. And then, yes, I'll probably get all the parts, and then we'll have a video on reassembly. So I expect this to span about 3 parts, which I intend to get out sort of within the week. Oops. Oop. So we're just taking the wheel hubs off, take the cap off. Obviously we've got to take the bearings out before I take the others out. What am I missing? Oh, the sway bar. Front shock absorber. Should allow us to take the knuckle off once obviously we've taken the tie rod out. Obviously, I wouldn't forget such a silly thing. Oh dear. Okay, so the car's coming apart quite quickly. Things are looking good. All these parts are just far too damaged to be used. Some bits will be repairable, invariably, but a lot isn't. I'd also be interested to know, I know some people who make videos in Car Mechanic Simulator quite enjoy just doing like time lapses where they just sort of speed up the dismantling process without talking over it, just so you sort of get a quick, like a 10-minute snapshot of the car being dismantled. Is this something people would you prefer that compared to sort of me talking you through dismantling the car? Because that's something I could do on future videos as well, if that's sort of a more preferred option. But it's something I need feedback on to be able to know if that's what people like, or if people prefer it in its sort of current format. So we're going to have to take all these rubber bushings out individually. So we also today have hit 10 subscribers for the first time, which I'm pretty pleased about. You know, we're a long way off being a huge gaming channel, but I'm pleased that it's only been 2 weeks so far, and I feel like we're starting to make progress, which I think is really positive. Hopefully, with the help of you guys, we can continue to grow, get bigger and bigger. I'm also thinking about maybe trying to get some, do something like a competition, give a giveaway, maybe get some game codes for some of the games I've been playing, either Car Mechanic, or I was also thinking about maybe doing an Oriental Empires giveaway. If that's something that you think could work well, or something you'd be interested in, comment below. I'm always happy to hear feedback about the videos, good or bad, because it all helps me to improve. Also, hopefully notice now all the videos should now be in 1080p. I know a lot of the earlier ones were just 720. No real excuse for that other than laziness. I was just trying to avoid having absolutely massive file sizes. But realistically, these days things have got to be 1080p, and you just got to have massive file sizes. So I've just accepted that now. I've worked on the compression a little bit, so it's not too bad. Yes, so all the videos should now be 1080p. Take the bushing up. Take the rear muffler. We're now getting there. So we've just got this right side left to do. The wheels off. Oops. Pads. Disc. Yes, everything's coming apart. Oops. I always forget the wheel hub bearings. Doesn't then let you take the main hub out. Shock absorber. Continue to dismantle the car. I'm thinking if this video goes down quite well, I'll probably do sort of a series of videos on different car sort of rebuilds. I quite enjoy them. I quite like the idea of doing them. I also thinking about looking at, I know you can get some mods for the game which add in different cars, sort of unofficially supported cars, and there's quite a few options there, so that's something I'd be interested in doing as well. I'm hoping that sooner or later someone's going to do an Evo as a car, which would suit me perfectly, obviously given the channel name. So that's something to keep an eye out for as well. Let's take these bushings out. Oops. Take the fuel pump out first, obviously, and the tank. Right. So we're basically left, as far as I can tell now, with a husk of a shell. It should be everything out of the car, bar the body work, that is. So let's drop this car down, and let's just have a quick recce around, make sure we've not missed anything. See if there's any body panels or windows missing. All the headlights, bumpers seem to be okay. Oh, it's on a German plate. Super G. Yes, we've got the headlights, all the fenders, the windows. Fenders, that's so American. Doors, all the arches. We seem to have all the lights and everything. I guess it's the first car I've brought at auction. Normally when buy cars from the scrapyard, they're often missing things like some of the rear tail lights, or the bumpers missing, or there's a couple of windows out, that sort of thing. But it seems the car's actually in pretty good condition. So now we've got everything out. Next episode we will probably be dismantling the engine, because again, in a similar way, everything on here is really worn out. So we'll be dismantling all the parts, taking them all over to the repair bench, getting them all repaired up, and then we'll try and get it basically rebuilt and put back in the car. From there we can start to deal with all the suspension and exhaust components, get it back together, weld up the body panels, and then get it to the paint shop over in the corner. So I'll probably put the next video up tomorrow or the day after, where we'll do the engine. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next one.